Hi, this is Paul Russell. You're in the musical mandala, and I'd like to welcome you to this exploration of how ear training connects and fulfills your instrument playing. So we're going to start with the most basic relationship in tonal music, which is called unison. So I'm going to start the drone. The tone I'm hearing is a C, and we'll just hum that C together. Next, look at this harmonic architecture drawing on the left, and you'll see the tones of a C chord, C, E, G, C, the root, the third, the fifth, and the root, and solfege, do, mi, sol, do, do, mi, sol, do. I'm going to go to the first page of this booklet, and you'll see, first, expressed in a number of ways, as a guitar diagram where the C is played on the third fret of the A string. You can see that represented in tablature, sheet music, and in the fan. It's a little different looking than in the app, but the same idea. And you'll see that do, unison, is active, let's say. Now, fret with your ring finger C on the A string. Hear the tone, hum it, then play it. So we're making a connection between what you hear, what you sing, and what you play. The next relationship is called octave, and that's between the tonal center and the next tonal center, vibrating twice as fast above it. On the guitar, this tone is played on the first fret of the B string. But first, let's spend a little bit of time internalizing this interval called octave. So listen to the drone and hear that higher tone above it, the octave, the next C. And you're going to hum along with the drone while including the sound of the octave in your field of listening. So let's do that. And after some time spent doing that, we're going to hum the octave while hearing the drone, that low note, in our field of attention. So we're including both, but humming one. It's pretty far out of my range, but just, it might be yours too. Just do it as clear and as clean as you can. And you're going to go back and forth like this a few times. And one experiment you can do is using the slider below the drone. I'll make it so that it's all tone, or all drone and no tone. Then I'm going to hum the tone and gradually bring the tone back in by sliding to the right, and hear how well I match. Yeah, pretty good. So once you have a sense of having internalized octave, play your low C, and then play your high C. and just hear all those tones connecting, those two vocal tones and those two guitar tones, so you can hear across the timbres. Timbre just meaning the same pitch played on a different instrument. Okay, let's move on to the fifth. So the fifth in the key of C is G. Sounds like this. Just lovely. And we'll go through a similar process. This is the process described in detail in the Guide to Deep Listening, which if you haven't read, you can get a copy by going to eartrainingapps.com and joining the mailing list. Now, same process. Hear the drone, hear G in relationship with the drone, hum the drone while keeping G in your field of attention. Do this for a good long while, and then shift to humming G while you include the drone in your field of attention. Now at this point, I'm going to unactivate G. I'm going to think to myself, Paul, sing the fifth. And then I'm going to see, I was pretty tuned into that. Now on the next page of our harmonic architecture diagram, you'll see the fifth. In the guitar chord diagram, you'll see this 0, which means this string here, the G string, is open. So we're playing C together with G. Here it is in tablature, in sheet music. And here in the fan, you'll see now Sol, the fifth, is active. And I'm going to play that relationship. Play them simultaneously. I just want to absorb that sound, become receptive to it. I like the image of silly putty, like when you take silly putty and you put it on a comic, and then you pull that silly putty up and then you look at it and there's Garfield. Similarly, you, my friend, are like silly putty. And this musical relationship is like, well, Garfield. Be impressed. And then once we have the root, the octave, and the fifth, we'll combine them. And now I can make my first cascade. I think of accompaniment in two ways, as blocks like and as cascades. And now we've created our first kind of harmonic field. You can sing around inside that. So the root, the octave, and the fifth all come together to form a vibrant stability. And having established this stability, the next element we want to introduce is polarity. Polarity could be major, or it could be minor. In this case, it's major. And the first kind of element that establishes this feeling is the major third, which in the key of C is E. and solfege. That's me. If you're not familiar yet, this diagram, the fan, organizes tones from the most consonant relationship to the least consonant relationship. The alternate view in this app, the curtain, organizes the 7 tones by chord tones, shown here in the middle. The bigger the circle, the more fundamental and stable that tone is. And then the non-chord tones. Each one of these non-chord tones off-center and tethered to one of the tones of the triad. Like that. But in this case, we're sticking to the tones of the triad. Same process as before. I'm going to listen to me. Become like silly putty. And then hum the drone while holding me in your field of attention. And reverse that, humming me while holding the tonal center in the field of attention. Being able to understand this relationship of do-mi while playing either aspect while including the other aspect. Now, going back to harmonic architecture, we're going to look at the relationship of a third. So you'll see that the 3rd fret of the A string and the 2nd fret of the D string are both voiced. And there's a major third. You'll see in the fan now the 3rd is active. And here's a basic look at the tower, which we'll get into later. And we'll just play that. And a good practice here is to place do sol in the drone and play back and forth between the root and the 3rd on the guitar, humming it as you do, connecting your mind, your voice, and your instrument. Now, while listening to do sol, I'm going to think myself the command, sing the 3rd. And if I've spent enough time internalizing it, that relationship is going to spontaneously rise like a lotus from the mud. It'll just come up before thought, without analysis. And that's the point of internalization, right? At that point, it's yours. And here it will take a little detour and shift to the test mode. Here in test mode, you see the 7 tones arranged in their harmonic order. But I just want to work with the root, the 5th, and the 3rd. So I'm going to dark out the other 4 and begin. Here's my root, my 5th, and so on. I'm not going to spend much time testing, maybe 2-3% of my time, just to give myself a sense of where to continue my training, right? Now we have our full C chord. Root, 3rd, 5th, octave. Seen here in the context of the fan, something drawn from the tower, and the basis of the moons all 3 ear training apps. And this chord, I want to feel a rhythm inside. Take my thumb and 3 of my fingers and just play something that feels nice here. And I also can cascade these. I'm just playing up and down. I could change the order of the cascade, playing like root, 5th, 3rd, octave, 3rd, 5th. And as I play that, it's so important that before or within what I'm playing is the thought of what I'm playing. And there's a word called audiation, which means hearing a tone in your head. So I want to audiate within what I'm playing, like. And this connection of mind, voice, what you're playing, and also having a clear model of it is going to form the basis of very powerful ear training that's going to enable you to hear something and then play what you've heard, be that a song on the radio or an idea in your own mind. So the triad is as far as we'll go. One more perspective I want to introduce is called inversions. So we have a root, we have a 5th, and we have a 3rd in a chord. The root is the most stable element of the 3 chord tones. They're all stable, but even within that there are degrees. The 5th is the next most stable, that G, and the 3rd is the least stable. One thing that follows from this is that when you play a chord with C at the bottom of it, it's the most stable version of that chord. And this voicing is shown here on the lower left part of this sheet in harmonic architecture. Now, if I place E at the bottom of the chord, it's still a C chord, as long as C, the root, E, the 3rd, and G, the 5th are present in the chord in any order, it's a C. But this C, C over E, sounds and feels different. So now I'm going between C over E to the more grounded root position C. The other available inversion, called the second inversion, is C over G, here seen in the lower right-hand corner as a chord diagram. And I'll play this low G to E to G to C. And I'll come back to C. So C over E, C over G. 3 versions of C with very different qualities, and I can play around between them like. And I have a C that has motion in it, aliveness, different degrees of buoyancy. And buoyancy is exactly what I'm indicating in this diagram of the boat. And this C at the bottom of the boat represents this whole area being filled. I mean this to be a boat this line to be kind of the water line, and then this lower area to be the keel, where all the weight that keeps a boat stable in the water is contained. This low C is the most grounded version of the chord. C over E, the most relatively buoyant, and C over G, somewhere in the middle between the two. So play these chords. Sensing for the difference in buoyancy. And that, my silly putty friends, is an introduction to how ear training extends into playing your instrument in a way that what you do is from within kind of internalized or embodied musical relationships. And as always, thanks for listening.